Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. If I can stop my hand from shaking. Done. I'm pretty sure that's done. But that's why I put it up there so y'all can see the spelling if you want to find that stuff. The Support of Oracle Cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards by Tori Hartman. Illustrated by Gretchen Baskin. For some reason I've decided to actually try to say that name. But there's the spelling of it, so you can find that person. That's what matters. So that way if you want to find their stuff, other things they've done, or this deck, there you go. Okay, Cancer. That's interesting. Cancer. Okay, Cancer. We got these out here. Let's see what the tarot cards. Okay. Let's see what we have here, Cancer. Now, I think they're giving you a heads up about what's coming. I feel like that's what's going on here. Let's see what goes on. When it comes into this situation, you have discovery on your side. And I almost feel like it's, to me, when I'm feeling discovery, it's kind of like the jig is up. In other words, something isn't right. Something isn't right. Something you don't like is going on. You may have been looking at a certain situation in a certain way for a long time. But once the jig is up, you're like, oh, I can't see it for... I can't put those rose-colored glasses on anymore. I can't play the blind game anymore. Like, the glasses are off. The blinders are off. I see this for what it is, and it bothers you. It's like when you first find out, I feel like it takes you a minute to really settle in. It's kind of like it's been going on for a while, but now you're seeing it for what it truly is. It's almost like for some of you, it could be a friendship energy where you've been allowing some bad behavior and you've just been kind of writing it off like it's not that bad. They're still your friend. It's not that bad. And then all of a sudden it's like somebody points it right out like, listen, this person screws you over every time you bend over. Like, not for nothing. Every time you give them a chance, they're nailing you. Like, look at what this person really does to you. Are they really a friend? Would a friend really do that to you? And once somebody else points it out, somebody that you trust, I feel, you're kind of like, it takes you a minute. You're just kind of like, I think they're right. But you don't want to believe it, but it just keeps playing in your head. Like, I think they're right. And then this situation, and then that situation. And you know what? Every time I give them an opportunity, they jam me with it. They jam me with it every time. I feel like it's hard for you to do this. To really, like, you don't want to see this person in this light, but you're like, that is who they are. And you're seeing it. They're coming at you again, is what I'm getting. But I'm also getting the prayer in here. It's kind of like, here's your opportunity. Are you going to let them screw you over again? Because it starts off real nice. It starts off all perfect, but you know how this goes. It's almost like somebody invites you along for a trip. And it's all their idea. It gets almost there, and then you start going on the trip, and they're like, oh, I'm a little short, could you spot me? And then you spot them, but usually they don't pay you back, or at least not as much as they've spot you for, or you've spotted them for. It's one of those things is what I'm getting. Like, they always do this to you. I'm getting is you're seeing this come at you this time. You got a deer in the headlights thing first. That's the isolation. I feel like you're kind of like, you're holding back, and you're like, at first you're like, maybe I just won't do it. Maybe I just won't be a part of the situation this time. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll just step back, and I'll just hold back. And I just won't be a part of it. I just don't want to be a part of it. And for right now, maybe that's just how I'll handle it. I'll just step back, and I just won't be a part of it. But the Tower card comes in real quick too. I feel like this person pushes, and they push at you, and they want you to be a part of the situation. That's the Tower card coming in. Isolation goes into the Tower card because this other energy that you are seeing the truth of now is saying, no, you gotta come, you gotta come. And then you're like, oh, really? Because you need somebody to be your bank, to be your money person, so you can have a little extra, or what? It doesn't have to be money, but I'm feeling it's something to where you're like, I know why you want me there. You want me there for blah blah blah. Like you don't want me there for me. You want me there for what I can do for you. And I feel like when they push, you push back because you're aggravated by this. You're like, no, I'm seeing it for what it is now, and I don't like this. I do feel like this is a good thing because I feel like you're starting to cleanse an energy out that's not serving you. I don't know how far we want to go with the type of person this is, especially since this is a general read. For some of you, this is a bad energy. It's just a flat out bad energy, no matter who you are. For other people, it might be just the way they've gotten used to treating you, and it's a bad attitude. And a bad attitude to me is like it has the ability to change, it's just not changing as far as it's connected with you. It's used to getting away with certain things and using you for certain things. It has the ability to actually grow, it's just refusing to at this moment. But you're pushing back and you're saying no. So one or two things are happening here. Either you're stopping somebody from abusing you, or you're giving somebody the ability to see what they're doing, and you're no longer standing for it. Which is giving them the opportunity to like get their ducks in a row and realize, you can't treat people like that and expect them to take it for their whole life. Whatever. I don't feel like we need to beat that anymore to death. I feel like once you've done this and you've stood up to this person and said, listen, I think we're good for now. You just go your way. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I've seen how many times you've done this to me. You do this to me repeatedly. I'm over it. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. You just go do what you got to do and you leave me out of it. I'm getting the gratitude on your side after that. Excuse me. In the sense of like you stood up for yourself, you called it out. You're actually giving this person a chance to apologize to you or make things right. You are giving them that chance. And I'm getting a weird sense of gratitude, kind of like it's gone at bay. I don't feel like this person's making good on it. Because they have confusion on their side. Like they don't seem to understand. This might be a person who has a bad behavior that they're really oblivious to the negativity that they're pushing out there. And I feel like you're happy with yourself. You should be, anyway. That you've really highlighted it for this person, like, because you're not the only person they do this to. I'm also getting that. Whatever it is, I don't think you're the only person they do this to. So you've given this person an opportunity. They don't want to seem to see it. I'm more feeling they don't want to see it because I'm getting rejection between you and whoever it is or whatever the situation is. And I'm getting you're kind of pulling back for a minute. Whenever there's conversations about this, I feel like you're bringing up the past and you're saying, no, this is the truth and this is why. So if you have to, you will validate it. For some of you, you're just remembering and you're going through thoughts like, no, this has been going on for a while. And I've been putting up with it like it's okay, but it's not. If you do have to talk with this person, you are telling them, no, happened here, happened there, happened then there too. You're constantly doing this to me, and I don't like this. I'm getting a one of two things again. One of two things is either they're going to realize that they've done this, and they're going to kind of back off, because the people who back off and get quiet, I feel like if they just kind of go within themselves and they just kind of go off by themselves for a while, those are the people who have a chance to really motivate or mature the situation and really make something of it and be like, well, I guess I kind of was doing that, or questioning, have I really been doing that? Because some of them, it might be on autopilot. It just might be a way they treat people and not realizing they're really doing it. And it's giving them that chance to really soak it in and realize their behavior. For those people, I feel the instinct, the growth, and the miracle. Well, I feel the growth and the miracle for those people, just to be fair. I think it's the growth and the miracle, because you got one of two things going on here. For those people, they're going to pull back, and they're going to really have a chance to see how they treat people and how that's not a good thing, and that's really damaging. You're giving them the opportunity to pick themselves up and improve. There are going to be the others, though. The others where that's just who they are. They're users. Instinctually, they're going to blame you for it. They're going to be like, no, it's your fault that happened. It's your fault for calling me out on this. It's your fault that you let me do that. Like, I don't understand why it's a big deal. They're going to throw it at you and push it back like it's your problem. And then they're going to find somebody else that they can do this to. They're just going to leave you in the dust, and they're going to point it out as if it's your problem. You're the one who did it. You're the one who set them up. they're not going to own any of it. If they're that person who's not owning any of it, this is the type of person where they're just a negative person, and no matter who they're dealing with, it's kind of they're going to screw people over. Either way, for you, you got the Five of Pentacles, kind of like you're going to be off to the side from this person. I don't feel like you're going to deal with this person very well. Not very well. Well, you're not going to really... No, you're not going to deal with them very well. If they come towards you, you're going to ignore them. You're going to try to, like, just not respond is what I'm getting. And you're not going to want to respond because you're like, no. Either way, it doesn't matter what way they're handling it. If they're growing internally or they're just blaming you for the whole situation, no matter what way it is, I feel like you're going off to the side like, no, we need a break from this. I need a break from this. You do what you got to do, but I don't want to be a part of this. I really do feel like this is a good thing for you, though, because I really feel like you're cleansing some energy out of your life that is not serving you. If they're growing from this, even though they are growing from it, I do feel like having this type of reaction is necessary for them to grow. Like, they can't just come back and start repeating that pattern because I feel like at some point they would. They need to realize that that was a very damaging moment. I'm getting that neither side is really happy. Well, neither side is happy. You're not happy because this is somebody you really did care for, but when you saw them in their true light, it bothered you, and you can't get over it, is what I'm getting. That's why the Ten of Swords, the devastation, kind of like the fact that this came forward and this energy is being purged from your life, because I really feel like you're purging it. That's very hard for you. The other side, if they're growing, they're very devastated that they've screwed this up, but they have to own that they've screwed this up. It's their fault that this got screwed up, and this is their moment of growth. If it's the other one where they just really don't care and they're blaming you, they're just upset that they can't use you anymore. Sorry, but I know that's harsh, but some people are going to feel that way. I do feel like this is going to bother you. I can't pretend like this isn't going to bother you going forward. It is going to bother you. Ultimately, though, I feel like it's one of those, it's kind of like you had a problem. There's a constant problem, and to purge it, you had to go through the broken heart. To heal from it, you had to go through the broken heart. It's kind of like the broken heart heals. You have to go through this broken heart moment to really improve your life and improve your standards about who you let around you. Justice is here in the environment. This is a good thing. I'm getting this is an attitude or a behavior that needs to be corrected. If it's somebody who's going to grow, great. They're going to get the opportunity to grow. If it's somebody they're just a negative energy, then you don't need that in your life. Nobody really does. Does anybody really need negativity in their life? I don't know. I guess without negativity, we wouldn't have our opportunities to grow anyway, but you know what I'm saying. I do feel like you're going to move on from this. It may seem kind of strange, but what they're saying is just distract yourself with work or whatever it is. Like if there's a hobby that you're really gung-ho about, distract yourself with something. When it says workaholic and the Queen of Pentacles is like, find something that emotionally can grab you and hyper focus on that for now. This will move you through this, and this time will pass quicker than you think. You are going to have to grieve this situation is what I'm getting, because your heart was very much into it. You didn't want to see the situation for what it was, but now that you have, you're purging this energy. Your life actually does improve down the road from this. Holding on to this negativity is not good for you. For your life to get better, for your life to be a better situation for you to be happier, this needs to go. So this is going to leave. There's going to be a vacancy for a while, but something else will replace it that's going to be a lot better for you. So it may seem a little bit harsh, but it's kind of like you're going through that healing process, and they're just saying, hyper-focus on something that you can be passionately connected with. It'll move this situation through quicker than you think. Emotionally, you're still going to go through it with the grieving process, but, keeping yourself busy might make this a lot easier on you. It is a good thing. I do feel like it is a good thing because you're removing a negative energy from your life, and it's a really good thing. I really do. It doesn't feel good while it's happening, but the after effects when it's gone, you'll be thankful it's gone is what I'm getting. All right, anything else with this? All right, I think we're done. I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.